This is the story of a boy who came from poverty, a boy who played football with a sock stuffed with paper, a boy who would grow up to become the greatest footballer the world had ever seen. His name was Edson Arantes do Nascimento, but the world knows him by one name, Pelé. He wasn't just a footballer. He was a global icon, a symbol of hope, a king without a crown. Pelé was born on October 23, 1940, in Três Corações, Brazil. His father, João Ramos do Nascimento, known as Dondinho, was a footballer himself. Though talented, injuries prevented him from achieving greatness. But he passed his love for football to his son. Pelé grew up in poverty. His family struggled financially. Sometimes they couldn't even afford a proper football, so young Pelé and his friends made one. They stuffed old socks with newspaper, tied them together, and kicked them barefoot through the streets. From a very young age, Pelé showed extraordinary talent. His father trained him, taught him how to shoot, how to dribble, how to think, but even Dondinho could not imagine what his son would become. Within months, he was scoring goals like a seasoned professional. At just 16 years old, he became the top scorer in the Brazilian league. The world started noticing, but nothing could prepare the world for what would happen next. In 1958, Brazil traveled to Sweden for the FIFA World Cup. Pelé was only 17 years old. He was nervous, injured, doubtful if he would even play. But when he stepped onto the field, history changed forever. In the quarterfinal, he scored the winning goal. In the semifinal, he scored a hat-trick. And in the final against Sweden, he scored two incredible goals. Brazil won their first World Cup, and a teenage boy cried tears of joy on the world stage. Pelé became the youngest World Cup winner in history. The king had arrived. 4 years later, at the 1962 World Cup in Chile, Pelé was already a global superstar. He scored brilliant goals in the early matches, but injury limited his participation. Still, Brazil went on to win the tournament. Pelé now had 2 World Cups at just 21 years old. No player had done that before. The 1966 World Cup in England was different. Pelé was targeted, fouled repeatedly. The referees offered little protection. He was injured again. Brazil was eliminated early. For the first time, Pelé faced heartbreak on the world stage. He even considered retiring from international football. But destiny wasn't finished with him yet. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico is often called the greatest World Cup ever played, and Brazil's team, possibly the greatest team in football history. Led by Pelé, this was his masterpiece. He scored stunning goals. He created magical assists. His header in the final against Italy became one of the most iconic goals in football history. Brazil won 4-1. Pelé lifted his 3rd World Cup trophy. To this day, he remains the only player in history to win 3 FIFA World Cups. He wasn't just a player anymore. He was football.